Welcome back everyone to Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich, the Commune of France. This time we'll be continuing ahead and we'll probably get into the Second Weltkrieg. Considering how quickly we are approaching 1939, how much the world tension has increased in the last parts, yeah, I think it's about time we get things started. We will continue down our communal army national focus tree and then move down to the war foci while we continue to build up. I have been told by some of you that the water mod that I had that was essentially making it a little bit less reflective over here, disabled the reflections, was making things a little bit hard on the eye, so I just removed it. It should be a little bit better now. Performance might take a hit, but it's fine. I've stopped the exercising of my main army over here. Actually, let's name our armies. This is gonna be the German front. This is going to be the, I don't know, we could just name it the, oh shit. Just name it the Strike Army. This one is gonna be the Italian front. Then over here we're gonna have the Marines, who aren't trained, interestingly enough. How are they actually in terms of divisions? Pretty simple. Could expand them later, we'll see. And this one is just the training forces, so it's pretty fine on that end. I'm still trying to obtain enough army experience to sort of fully change my cavalry divisions over here, my light cavalry divisions over to motorized. In fact, I wonder if we do have enough for that right now. We probably have enough to at least start that change, which would be like this. And we're probably going to need to train. Maybe? I don't know. Possibly? No, not really. Okay, good. Gonna get support weapons 2. A little bit early for support weapons 3. We could go for Marines 1. That would be a pretty good decision, but also I would like to get my upgrades for my companies. Now, none of them are right now available on our divisions, but soon enough they will, and when that time comes, we will want our guys to be the most effective possible. We have some... oh, that's our carriers. Okay, right. How's our production of ships going? In about a year, we'll get the new carrier, which is good. We could modify our government still. I wonder what would be best. Perhaps a medium tank producer? Nah, unskilled is not exactly what I want to see. Capital ship producer, don't really need that. Fighter producer, don't need that either, because we've already got way more than enough production on that end. Electronic research time could be useful, and also artillery producers, but artillery producers, they don't affect self-propelled as early, which is what I'm really looking for. So I guess we could go for more defense. I mean, every division in our army is going to use infantry equipment, so it's going to affect them most, which is really what I'm usually looking for in these companies, the thing that's going to affect the most of our forces. We're not going to use heavy fighters, so we don't really need that. And that's just production cost. Production cost for light tanks reduction. That's actually really good, because we are producing light tanks, and we're going to need to pump them out pretty quickly to have our divisions be equipped with those. National France annexed the Tuareg Confederation. That was pretty expected. Unfortunate, but it happened. And we're actually producing 7 tanks a day, which is pretty decent. So I'm actually going to be pretty happy about that. Could go for the second field hospital, but I don't really need that right now. Might be a better idea to go for the second submarine. Yeah, I'm liking the second submarine because I'm going to need to start producing submarines to interdict the German trade every once in a while. The Germans do have a fairly decent navy in this mod because, again, they've been the dominant power for a long, long time in this timeline. So they have had the time to build a pretty strong navy. Our party popularity is already very high, I believe, so we don't need extra popularity. We've already got 86% of our popularity, which is obviously really good. We're not going to be getting coups anytime soon, so no real need to improve on that. We're almost... Oh, that's the end of the American Civil War. Looks like the Union State won. Oh, that's not some... well, it's just Dominion of Canada took a state. So that was the United States being capitulated. And apparently the Caribbean Federation took a state. Is that Puerto Rico? Oh, yes it is. Is it a... No, it's not a core. Oh, interesting. Okay, sure. That actually makes a lot of sense. I would have liked it to be a core of the Caribbean Federation, but I guess the Caribbean Federation is kind of a made-up state anyway. They do have the conservatives in power. And one thing that I noticed last time is that the Pacific states have joined the Entente. So Canada, with its fairly significant army and especially very significant navies and air forces, have been helping out the Pacific states in fighting the US. Now, this probably helped lead to the American downfall, along with the fact that it seems like the American Union State AI has been the most effective one of them all. There's also the fact that our good comrades over here, the Syndicalists, have been getting pretty much demolished on all fronts. So now I'm pretty sure that the Union State will be able to... Ooh, Cyprus. The Union State will be able to get the control of all of America, probably, except for the Pacific states, because they have the Canadian protection. We can invite someone. Ooh. Oh. We can invite the combined syndicates to our faction. Now, that would lead to war with the American Union State. Oh boy, how many divisions do they have? Not that many. We could try to defend New York and push back against the Union State. That would definitely gain us some army experience. So let's do that. We invite our friends of the Combined Syndicates over. Can we join the war, though? That is the question. Third American War. And the American War. Okay. We don't need to join against the Philippines quite yet. They will accept, which is great. We're going to send over the Marines. Well, not yet. I'm going to wait until they get trained. And the motorized divisions. None of these are ready to go yet. What's our best naval base? Looks like Brest. Okay. Brest. Funny. So how do we unassign them? Okay. Then we're gonna ship them over. And then move over to New York. Is there a port here? No. New York. Great. We should have supplies over here because it's New York and New York. They're two very, very big cities. There's ports, so we're going to be able to ship things over. So should not be that much of a problem. And we're also going to ship over some airplanes. Now, some new fighter squadrons to establish air superiority should be enough. So we're going to ship them over to New Jersey. And then some of our tactical bombers. In fact, our only tactical bombers that are available to bomb the enemy. I'm going to assign these guys over to the East Coast on air superiority. And I believe... Do I have any reserves that I can use? Doesn't really look like it. Almost enough interwar bombers, but not going to be enough for a little bit. In fact, I'm just going to ship them over and then add 4. Because these are going to be in the same group as the tactical bombers, so they're going to get filled up by our production of tactical bombers. We are also... doesn't look like the combined syndicates have any supply problems. Well, except over here, obviously, but over here they're basically cut off, so there's a few of the revisions that are not going to be as well off, but that's fine. Canada might join the war, which would not be pleasant, but just in case, we're gonna have our fleet provide protection for our convoys. They're gonna go over and patrol the Atlantic. I'm gonna have my submarines convoy raid. Really? Maximum mission region can't. Maximum region count selected. Oh, because he's also doing that. Hold on. No, don't want to disband the fleet. Yeah, want to do that. Okay. Then I'm gonna convoy raid their main ports because I don't want them to obviously have that very scary presence. This is gonna leave our European border a little bit exposed, but where are the Germans? I don't see the Germans anywhere. Okay, so I guess it's fine. We're gonna be fine in Europe. Now, on other news, the Allgemeine Ostasiengesellschaft joined the Mitteleuropa, which is not really that fun, but that's probably caused by the large amount of world tension that has been building up because of the civil wars. Mittelafrika joined Central Powers. Mittelafrika is this conglomerate of German colonies over here. It's actually ruled by, a very interesting fellow. Göring, not exactly the most friendly guy around. There's some air wings with no missions, but that's fine. So Union of Britain has also joined, and now a bunch of... we could actually try to invite the United Communes. Not yet, though. We have a war that they may be drawn into. Okay. They are not aligned. That's not true. Oh, disaster. Oh, shit. They're in very, very... That might actually be the reason. It might say non-aligned, but it might partially be because their stability is extremely low. They're in disaster stability. I don't think that's very good for them. So let's just improve relations and stick to that for now. Where is it? Improve relations. Good. Are we actually doing any other diplomacy stuff? I don't see it. Apparently we can release France. No, we're not going to do that. And, yeah, do we have any diplomatic goings-ons? Apparently Norway really likes us because we trade. Mexico likes us and we like them. Internationalism, yeah, okay. We could also try to improve relations with the Barfia Commune. Where is it? Oh, we can't. Oh, because we don't have enough political power. Damn it. Okay, so we get the infantry equipment 2. That's going to be good enough for now in terms of this research. So I'm going to go over to armor and start to research the Renault AMC 35 because we would like some extra tanks in this. We could call our allies. I guess we're not going to do that though because the Socialist Republic of Italy is pretty weak and I don't want them sort of overextending their already very weak forces all over the globe. The Union of Britain, if they send over infantry divisions, it's fine to help out. In fact, it's going to be pretty much... yeah, there's a bunch of countries joining the Axis because of the world tension going up. In fact, it's going to be very welcome if the Union of Britain does send over things, as they are doing, which is great. And to give you a little bit of an update on goings-on of the wars in the Middle East, this is the Axis, which is now a very, very big sort of alliance consisting of Kurdistan, Egypt, well, Hashemite Arabia, but Hashemite Arabia has been defeated, Iran, and Cyprus, which revolted from Ottoman control. That's very nice. They aren't exactly savory fellows, or sort of authoritarian democrats, but being that they are on an island, I think they can manage their business. And I believe after the war with the Ottoman Empire is over, if Cyprus actually decides to, manages to stay independent, they will have options to join Greece. So that territory might go over to Greece. There's also, I believe, something that will switch Albania over from Ottoman control to just being independent. So I'm going to essentially watch out for that too. Now, we have gotten our mobile infantry. Unfortunately, we are a little bit away from our Principe de Concentration, which is going to give us a research bonus for land doctrines, but it's only going to take 25 days, I believe, to reach there, so we will have enough. Will not waste any time by just waiting, which is exactly what we're looking for. And right now, the Union State is coming in with their infantry, and they're trying to do things, but if our army can get there in time, then we're going to be able to stop them. We're actually sailing right by Canada. I don't really like that. Canada is pretty much our arch enemy, so it would not be very fun if they manage to somehow interfere. Combined syndicates have called us against the... We're already against the American Union State. Oh, Socialist Republic of Italy. Damn it. Yeah. Scrap whatever I said about the Socialist Republic of Italy not really being a good participant in this war. I guess they are gonna get in anyway. Just waiting for this to finish, and then I'm gonna research the new land doctrine, which is going to be mass motorization, I believe, which is exactly what we're doing, so thematically it also fits. We've got that going, and now we can probably go for tank research grants. Yeah, speed cult is going to be really good for 10% division speed. We want that as much as possible, especially if we're fighting in America, because America being so big is just going to require that. Okay, so now we have managed to land, which is more than some estimates would deem safe, and I'm going to make a plan. The main goal right now is going to be the salvation of our comrades over here, but soon enough it will turn over to a goal of actually defeating the enemy. Now we are going to get air support over here, which is going to improve our chances of actually winning by a lot. And also, one thing that may not be clear to everyone if you haven't played Kaiserreich yet, if you look at the names of some of the units in the American Civil War, for example, the good old boys over here that we are fighting, you may realize that these that we are fighting are essentially militias more than actual like army units, because essentially during the crisis that essentially led to the American Civil War, a lot of different groups armed themselves in various different ways. So all these divisions that everyone is using, except us, are essentially pretty weak militias, not exactly real armies. And so once we come in with our, tanks, airplanes, fucking motorized trucks, everything like that, and it's going to be really easy for us to establish our dominance over these sort of weaker, irregular forces. And we're going to retake Philadelphia in the name of the Commune. And we're also going to push up north, try to surround these 3 enemy divisions while we attack them with our cavalry. Our cavalry should not be strong enough to just straight up punch through their enemy. So should be taking long enough for these guys to not escape and be surrounded by our other boys coming in from the flank. Oh! Well, now we're at war with Canada. Okay. And now this has escalated. I feel like this has escalated. Looks like Canada declared war on the Union of Britain. And not the other way around. But if it is the other way around, then, well, annoying Canada. And the combined syndicates are in the war. So it might have been just that Canada declared war on the combined syndicates. Damn. That's not really that good. In fact, this is really bad also because the Germans might get some kind of event announcing them that they have a free hand in Europe because their enemies are busy fighting elsewhere. So we're gonna have to also keep in mind that Germany might join the war right now. And I'm gonna redirect some infantry divisions over from the Italian front over to the central front facing Germany, because the Italian Federation, not only is it more unlikely that we're gonna fight them, it's also gonna be a little bit easier to fight them because the Socialist Republic of Italy is nearby, and also if the Italian Federation sort of declares war on us, then there's going to be a chance also that Austria decides to get involved and fight the Italian Federation, which would help us pretty much defeat them. Now, okay, gonna get over, and that's not going to help any. The fact that Canada joined, because now our northern flank is not quite so secure. Yeah, we would like to have that security, but unfortunately we're not gonna have it. And now we're going to try to surround these guys, which should be easy enough. Washington is nearby. We could push for it. And now we're going to get some of our divisions and move them over to a front with Canada, because we're going to need to fight on that front too. Okay. Gonna be a little bit more quiet right now, because obviously I'm trying to fight and not be, making a complete fool of myself. Now, there shouldn't be that many divisions over here, because the territory of New England that the Canadians have taken over should not be that well fortified, at least not at the beginning. I'm gonna get this guy over to march and take this little piece of land, because it's really annoying that there's a front line over here. I don't want my guys pouring over and using that as a base. Looks like over here we've met actual infantry division, probably defected from the American army at the start of the war, so I don't want to waste my troops on that, on a frontal attack on that. And there's actually some Canadian divisions that are coming up. And now I want these guys to cross the river over here, because once they do that, then I'm going to be able to march around and surround them. And in fact, the Union of Britain has sent over some divisions. Now, the war might have been started over Iceland, actually. Let's see if I can find Iceland. Social Democrats might be. Not sure if the Iceland events are in the game already. In a normal Kaiserreich, there is a whole crisis that develops over Iceland between the Union of Britain and the Dominion of Canada. So I was thinking that that might have been the reason why that war started, but it might just be still in development, still porting over. I wonder if some divisions have actually deployed. Nope, none. Okay. Let's try to move around and try to pin these guys on the lake by Cleveland. These guys seem to be wife beaters. Yeah, the names on the American Civil War sometimes are pretty interesting. Kingdom of Finland and Russia have signed a white peace. Let's see what happened. Oh, well, that was really good for Finland. That was actually a white peace. Damn. So Finland managed to win the war against Russia, which is hilarious. And not even get puppeted or anything. Wow. That was excellent for them. And that's actually good for us too, because Russia being against us is going to be a bit of a problem later on. But since it seems like it's losing to Finland too, it's going to be a little bit weaker on its expansion. It's going to take a little longer for them to get stronger. Russia and Kaiserreich generally is weak at the start, but gets to very powerful levels as the more the game goes on, the more powerful they get, which is something that you expect out of Russia in any game. But okay, now this guy, I'm just gonna put him over on this front and try to see if I can reach Toronto. Not exactly sure that's gonna be possible, but I'm gonna try. Now, there's still this one division over here, the South Carolina division, that's been fighting on for like a long time. They're very annoying, but at least we've managed to surround Cleveland, and we're gonna get a plan going to get our boys some help. And then over here, I'm gonna try to punch through these guys and surround Washington. Should be doable. And then once these guys are defeated, we're also going to try to overrun them with our division. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. In fact, I'm just going to move on this side. And this guy, I'm going to assign him back over to the plan, the main one. And these guys are also going to get assigned to the main plan. These guys should be defeated fairly soon. I wonder if these are a good division. Tuscaloosa division. We might be able to punch through them. Not sure. Looks like we might be able to. And if we take Cleveland, then all these guys are going to starve and lose their organization because they don't have any supplies. Looks like these guys are trying to escape Washington by boat, so that destroyed their organization. And so we're just going to move in and take the city. We're starting to run into trouble on the Canadian front because the Canadians have redeployed some troops over. But at least the Union of Britain is moving over the 1st Infantry Division, and they're about to capture Boston, which should be a very nice coup for the Combined Syndicates, because right now the Combined Syndicates are starting to hurt in terms of industry because obviously they have been reduced to nothing. So if we manage to actually grab some territory, that's going to be great. Looks like a Marine division is coming over to try to fight us, but we're going to push over anyway. We're going to try to get to Detroit because that's one of the main territories where the Combined Syndicates are going to be strong. Going to try to get some good industry for our allies. Toronto is actually free for the taking. They were clearly not expecting to enter a war with us in this manner. And then I'm going to clear all this territory over here with my tank division. And once they're done, I'm going to assign them over to this side. And I'm going to make sure that they push into Canada a little bit. Whereas on the American front, I'm going to edit the plan now. Right now, it is a little bit obsolete. Okay, so we managed to get it a little bit better. Wait. Okay, no, never mind. I thought it was... Okay, it's good. I thought it was trying to make him go from here over here, but it doesn't seem like it is that way. I'm going to end it for now, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as, well, I upload the next part. So I'm going to see you then.